Okay, so we're going to disassemble the robot to be able to change our core board, which is the main board that powers and controls the robot. First thing you want to do is, of course, go ahead and remove all your components like the brush roll, the dustbin, the filter, and the 2 batteries. You definitely want to make sure the 2 batteries are removed. You don't want any power going to the unit while you're doing this. Alright, so we're going to flip the robot on its back, and we're going to remove the bumper bar first. These 2 screws here must be taken out in order for the bumper bar to come off. Okay, I'm going to remove both. You will need a thinner screwdriver to be able to get to those screws correctly. And then the bumper bar will just slide right out. Just release it from the sides and set it to the side. Okay, next we're going to take off the screws. There's 2 screws on each side that holds the side plate on the robot, and they're very simple to take out. Every screw from this point on will be the same size, so don't worry too much about keeping track of the correct size of the screws. That's 1, 2 on this side, and then 1, 2 on this side. Now the sides then can be popped off. Actually, before we do that, we are going to take off this back plate. All right, and that's where all these screws are the same size as the side plates, but there's many that you'll need to take off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 behind the handle. You don't need to take the screw off of the USB cover. Okay, I've removed all the screws, and this back plate just lifts right off. And then from there, we can pull off the side covers. As you can see, that back plate was holding the side cover in place. But now that we've got the side screws off, we're just going to sort of gently pop this cover off. It's a little bit difficult, but don't worry, you won't break it if you're not too rough with it. Just start from the bottom and start to pop some of these tabs loose that are holding it in place. It can be a little bit tight if it's a newer unit, but they will eventually pop off. Okay, so I'm going to finish taking both covers off. If you'll notice on the back of the back side, there is a little tab right there where you can insert a small flathead screwdriver to help pry that back part off. It can be a little bit tight. Okay, next we need to take the face plate off. There is a screw here on the side, and then down at the bottom, and then duplicated on the other side that we need to remove. Now when you get ready to remove the face plate, after you remove those screws, there is a weight underneath it. Same principle, you need to sort of just pop it loose from the top. There's a weight on the bottom that may fall out. That's perfectly fine if it falls out. But you'll need to unplug it from the core board so that it can be fully removed. And you can do that by just gently grabbing the piece that's plugged in between your fingernails. Don't pull by the wires. You might pull them out. You can use needle nose pliers very carefully with grips on them if you'd like. Again, there's this weight down in here that may fall out. It's okay if it does. It just goes right back in there, but this helps keep the robot balanced. We're going to set the faceplate to the side. And now, lastly, there are 6 screws that need to be removed. 1, 2, 3, so that we can lift this top camera system and interface off of the unit. 3 on this side, 3 matching on the other side. Okay, and again, just a reminder, all the screws we've removed are the same size, so you don't have to worry too much about keeping up with them. Next, we're gonna lift off here, and now there's gonna be several components you'll need to unplug. So this one here will be the first to be able to release this top interface. Again, these can be tricky. Just don't pull the wires loose. Okay, and then next we have a few. You've already removed this from the interface, so you don't, or from the faceplate, so you don't have to remove it again. It's this black wire, but you can, well, when you're swapping the core board, you will have to pull it out. But you do have to remove these two here, 1 and 2, on either side of that black wire. Again, a little bit tricky. Try not to pull the cords. Once those are released, you can then push them through the slot in the back to completely free the core board from the unit. Okay. And now we're free. Okay, from here, you are going to want to maybe take a picture and remember where everything plugs back in. It's usually pretty easy based on the number of pins, but a few notes. To remove the gold ribbon, you'll want to flip this black tab up in front of it, and the gold ribbon will slide out. All right, same here with this blue and white ribbon. There's a black tab that will just flip up with your fingernail quite easily, and then you may have to get something behind it. It may slide out. And then finally, same with this ribbon, except you lift the black tab on either side of it. It can be a little hard to grip. You need small hands for these things, and then it will slide out. Okay. When you put them back in, you do want to be really sure that they're completely in. You may have to use a fingernail to kind of slide it all the way in there, because if it's not fully inserted, especially this one, the display panel won't work even if the robot's working. So again, remove all the cords. Then you're going to remove 4 screws to pull the board out. Don't forget here your wireless antenna. This is for your Wi-Fi. This just pops out. It can be done with your fingers or with needle nose. Once you have everything removed, remove the 4 screws, put your new board and plug everything back in, and then reverse your way back to where we started.